What is going on, friends? It is Friday night. It is 7 p.m. Eastern, and I am Praying Medic, and this is my nightly news and Q update. And tonight, we have no Q update, just news. Q has been silent, so we're going to get right to the news. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump in here. It was a slow news day, but I did find some news, and most of the news has to do with the president. So, as a lot of you know, the president and Melania Trump announced that they tested positive for COVID-19. And this afternoon, the president said he felt a little fatigued, had a slight fever, then he developed a cough and some other symptoms. Latest is that he is going to Walter Reed Hospital for a few days. Now, there's a lot of speculation on what that means. Is there some secret squirrel operation going on? I don't know. Is the president going to be secretly, taken to Camp David? I don't know. A lot of people were suspecting that something big might happen today because of a previous post by an anonymous intelligence insider that had the hands on the clock at 10 and 2. People were thinking October 2nd was going to be a big day. Well, I don't make predictions on things like that, and I'm not convinced anything major is going to happen today. No arrests, no indictments. I don't know if there's anything secret going on with the president. Could be just that he's got the flu, and so going to Walter Reed Hospital out of an abundance of caution. He has been treated with a antibody cocktail. It's an experimental treatment, and there's a statement actually made by the president's doctor today about that. Not a big deal. I think that, and unfortunately the media has made a circus out of all this. I've been avoiding Twitter today because there's a lot of mean and angry comments about the president and Melania on Twitter, and I just don't need to be dragged into that. The media, of course, has been taking shots at the president because they think he's belittled the seriousness of COVID, not wearing masks all the time, not doing all the social distancing and things, and now they're laughing because they think it's ironic that he comes down with COVID. And of course, some of them are almost celebrating the fact that Joe Biden doesn't have COVID and Trump does. Well, that may only last for a week or two. I'm not wishing it on Joe Biden, but anything's possible, and it wouldn't surprise me if he is the next person who gets COVID. All right, so just bringing you up to speed on some things. Trump campaign manager has announced that all previously scheduled campaign events have either been switched to virtual events or they've been postponed. So it doesn't look like he'll be doing any rallies in the next week or two, not on the road. Vice President Mike Pence is going to be debating Kamala Harris next week. That event is still a go. Pence has tested negative. Mark Meadows thinks that he tested negative. Most of the people in Trump's immediate circle are testing negative. I think there's a lot of speculation about Hope Hicks, that she tested positive, and was she the vector, and where did Trump get it, and did he spread it to people at these events? There's just a lot of speculation I think is unnecessary. All right, moving along. So some people noticed that there were a couple of Boeing E-6B Mercuries, one on the west coast near Oregon, one on the east coast. And these are not the Doomsday planes. Those are the E-4Bs. These Mercury planes actually, they're part of Strategic Command. They're part of the command and control system for nuclear submarines. And people said, oh, look, they're flying off the coast, and the president announced that he's got COVID, and what's going on? So the Department of Defense said, no, this is just routine. Strategically, it's been planned. It was just a coincidence that they happen to be out there, so nothing to get too rattled about. Moving on to other news, a lawsuit has been filed in Texas to halt the governor's decision to eliminate vote-by-mail drop-off locations. This has been in the headlines last couple of days. Greg Abbott, the governor, announced that he's going to eliminate vote-by-mail drop-off locations to one location per county for all the counties in Texas. Well, civil rights and voter advocacy groups have joined in a lawsuit, and they're trying to stop that, saying that it will disadvantage minority voters. So, have yet to see where that's going to go. News out of Rochester, New York: a grand jury has voted to indict Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren and 2 former campaign officials on felony counts related to violation of campaign laws during the 2017 mayoral election. She won the election, but it turns out she violated a number of campaign laws, playing fast and loose with the money for the PACs and the super PACs, so she's been indicted. Some of you will be interested in this next bit of news because you're wondering, what is the president doing to prepare for civil unrest as we move toward the election? Well, the Defense Department, National Guard, today has announced that they are designating several military police units in 2 states. And they're going to serve as rapid reaction forces that will respond to civil unrest anywhere in the country. So there's a total of about 600 troops that have been designated. There's 300 in Alabama, and there's another 300 in Arizona. They're going to be ready to deploy within 24 hours anywhere in the country if a governor requests assistance. Now, they've been given some additional training and additional equipment that totals around $200,000, and they will be ready to deploy wherever they're needed. So that's one step that the military is taking. And just to make clear, the Defense Department did not tie this specifically to election-related violence, but we all know that there's a possibility that there may be some more civil unrest. So that's the step that they're taking so far. This came in this afternoon. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear a challenge to Arizona's current election laws. Most of Arizona votes by mail. We've been voting by mail here in Arizona for years. It hasn't been a big controversy. There are measures in place to prevent ballot harvesting in Arizona. So under the current law, ballots are rejected if they are cast in the wrong precinct, and currently only family members or caregivers are legally allowed to turn in someone else's mail-in ballot. Now, that's the current law on the books. Democrats are challenging that law in the Supreme Court, claiming that it hurts minority voters. Now, that case is not going to be heard before the November election, so the current law will remain in effect here in Arizona for this year's current election. But Arizona is one state that I think has a very reasonable process for doing vote by mail. They don't mass mail out ballots. You have to request one, and it's very restricted as to how you turn it in. Speaking of Arizona, our Congressman Andy Biggs wrote a letter to the Attorney General Barr asking him to appoint a special prosecutor to look into allegations of abuse of prosecutorial power by New York Attorney General Letitia James, who has been going after President Trump and his businesses in New York. We don't know what's going to come of that, but Andy Biggs is very indignant and upset at the way that Letitia James has been going after the president, so he asked Barr to look into possibly appointing a special prosecutor. I have no idea where that's going to end up. Alrighty, well, the House finally did it. They approved a measure condemning QAnon, but ironically, 17 Republicans voted against the measure, and one of them is a local congressman here in the Phoenix area, Paul Gosar. We like him. He's a good dude, patriot, and he voted against it. It doesn't mean anything. It's a symbolic gesture. Probably, if it says anything, it says more about how Congress is freaked out and afraid of Q and Anons and patriots who are exposing corruption. So, not too big a deal. And guess what? That is all the news that I have for today. Like I said, Q has been quiet, and it's been a quiet news day. Not a whole lot going on. So, that's going to get you caught up for today. every Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern, I am here on CloutHub, 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 social media platform, channel 115. You can find my live streams here every day. If you join CloutHub, just go to, if you're on the mobile app, go to the bottom. There's a bunch of tabs along the bottom. Hit the tab that has a channels. It's a channels tab. That'll take you to a page, and then you can scroll down the various channels, and you'll find channel 115. That is my channel. Once you go to that page, click Watch Now, and you can watch my videos. All of my Q videos and all of my news updates from the last 3 years, they're all archived on CloutHub. You can go in there, you can watch all my videos. If you're not able to access CloutHub for whatever reason, I have all my Q videos also archived on my website now. If you go to prayingmedic.com/QAnon, there's a page there, and I now have all my Q videos archived by years. So all the videos 2020 are in one section, 2019 another section, 2018 another section below that. So if you're missing the Q videos on YouTube, because they're not there on YouTube, and for those of you who are YouTube followers, I apologize, but until YouTube changes their policy on censorship, I'm not going to be posting Q videos on YouTube. I'm just not going to do it. They're available on my website. They're available on Apple Podcasts. They're also available on Podbean. And they're available on Subscribestar in HD. At the end of every night, I upload them to Subscribestar, so if you want to watch there, that's cool. All right, that is all the news I have for you tonight. Thank you for joining me. Please keep Denise and I in prayer. Keep Q and the team in prayer. Now we really need to keep the President and Melania in prayer. I'm sure they'll be fine, but we need to keep them in prayer. Keep the military and the Secret Service in prayer. Love you all. Take care. I'll catch you on the next broadcast.